Alright, easy bit done. Car's back home. Now we just gotta put it back together. So a bit of a backstory on this car. It started out as a UK registered Pulsar that basically rusted to pieces. And then the owner, the original owner, got a new shell. But he imported a shell from Japan. This absolutely rot-free. You can see all the arches and everything, really, really clean. And then proceeded to kind of move all the parts from the UK car onto the Japanese shell. And as with all these things, unfortunately, the project stalled, and then we've kind of got this half-done car. So we're going to pick it up where it's left off. It's literally been in this state for probably 2 years. The engine's out, no brake calipers, no nothing. So it really needs quite a lot of work. But it's quite fun. You can see the Japanese stickers in the windscreen still, probably road tax or parking, I don't know what it is, but so it's got a little bit of provenance that way now that this is kind of hybrid setup. So best crack on. Alright, so weirdly yesterday we went without any hitch at all, literally got it on the trailer, brought it back, Land Rover didn't break down or anything, so that was a right touch. So I think that's going to be the kind of start of the whole project, just going to easily go back together. Right. Oh, cold light of day. This car is rough. It is rough. It has been apart for years, and that is really clear. All the clips, all the little bolts and nuts. Don't even know if we've got them, let alone where they actually go on the car. Just to give you an idea of some of the state that these parts are in, check this centre console. Absolutely rank. It's been sitting around for years, gathering dust outside. I don't even know if we can clean this up, to be honest. It's crazy. Alright, you'll laugh, because the first thing I actually did when I got this Pulsar back was to give it a good wash outside. You know, when you pick up a new car, I think the best thing to do is give it a good wash. I did this one inside and out, because it had been stood up a long time under a cover, kind of mould starting to form inside. And the first thing that needs to be done on this, I would say, is to get the interior back in. It means we can get some of the bulky items back out of the garage. It makes it easier to move it around and whatnot. But I did notice, whilst giving it a wash, that this door actually is probably the first thing we need to source and get a new one of. It's got quite a weird kind of like crease here, almost as if somebody tried to force the window open, like try and break into it. I don't know what's gone on there, but that will never come out right, and there must be easy just to source a standard kind of Nissan Sunny door.
Maybe a bit hard to see on the camera, but when the door's shut, you know, it just doesn't line up properly with the windscreen.
That's the first thing on the list. The other thing that immediately jumps out at me is the wiring loom is missing from the engine, and also the passenger door. The wiring loom's been chopped through, so that isn't going to fly either. So kind of, that's the first for the shopping list. Moving on, it's got a huge area, just box of bits and stuff, so I'm trying to mentally sort it out. In terms of the actual interior, obviously we've got the dashboard, and that seems in pretty good shape actually. There's no cracks on it or anything. The only thing that's a massive shame is it's just been rested on, whilst it's been all piled up, it's just been resting on something there, so it's got a couple of chips. The rest of it's really kind of sound, so I think I'll just give it a good clean and see what makes of it. Got the seats, I mean, they're again, same story actually with the seats. I mean, that, you know, they're not ripped or anything, but they just had something resting on them for so long. Just grimy. It's all indented and whatnot. So again, seats are good, just need cleaning in some way. Got the back seats up in the rafters there. Got the bumper. That's again, that's all right. I think it's got a bit of a crack, so I could do with getting that sorted out. Door cards. Look at that. Just rancid.
These door cards actually aren't so good. This one's probably all right, but this one, which I guess is the driver's one, I can't find the switches for the window, and this is all pushed in. So I think the reality is I'll probably keep this card for now and just clean it up and put it in. It's a bit of a low priority, making sure that the interior is mint in the scheme of things. Steering column bits, glove box obviously. What's this going to be? I would say that goes up underneath the, it's the cowl underneath the steering wheel. Center console, look at that. Absolutely. Dusty as all the trims getting in and out. It's a ducting for the air conditioning and whatnot. Right.
Alright, so banging on about the interior and the door and that, but really this car's not about that. It is about what goes in this space normally. Obviously, I don't have it. It's literally not here. In fact, it's at a garage. Currently looks a bit like this, all in pieces. Basically got a professional guy who's all about Japanese engines. He knows what he's doing, so he's going to give it a rebuild. Plan is to put a bigger turbo on, and you know, as always with these cars, move the intercooler from here to here. I'll do some more about what we're going to do with the engine later. We'll meet the guy who's doing it. So plan of attack is to get the car back together as much as possible here, and then we're going to load it up, take it to this garage, and then the work will continue, putting the engine back in and fabricating where the intercooler is going to go. Okay, so for all that to happen, need to make a plan. Electrics is the first thing that needs attention. So don't want to put the interior back in and then realise, you know, some of the lines are cut or something's not working behind the dashboard and it's all got to come back out again. We'll do that first. Secondly is the interior. So that's going to need a lot of cleaning. I can foresee a load of, the one thing I can't find is a load of nuts and bolts and whatnot for all this. It seems like all the parts are here, but the screws and everything that holds it together, all those little clips, probably going to be brittle and snapped off and everything. So that's going to be quite a job in itself. After that, we need to look at the brakes. I found the standard brake calipers in a box, but on the car there's no discs or anything, it's just an empty space. I haven't looked, but I think the brake lines need to be redone. Just makes sense to redo the brake lines at this point. Also, I think, bit of debate, but I think probably going to get rid of the ABS, not have that, so things will definitely need rerouting. After the brakes, going to put all the, kind of try and find all the trim, put that back on the car. You can see the wings off, headlights are off, all those sort of touches. All down the sides is plastic trim that should go into the bodywork. I'm going to find that, put that back on. After that, we've got the exhaust to work out. We've got it. Again, I can imagine some exhaust might need fabricating. We'll have to see, I don't know. Again, the exhaust pipe's up in the loft, I haven't looked. After that, some more body work that needs doing. So I showed you the door needs replacing. The front bumper's got a crack in it and will need to be kind of fixed up, and generally the paint's pretty rough and whatnot, so we're going to work out what we're going to do there. I think after that it's just going to be other. I don't know what's going to come. Could be well, do you know what? Fitting the radio. I found all the kind of like CD changer and whatnot. You don't see those anymore, but surely that's necessary for a period correct Nissan Pulsar.
Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up now. Thank you for watching. Join me next time as we actually crack on and start to put this car back together.